Tarakam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Om Partaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Murina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshiniim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayiniim Ambatvam-anusantadami Bhagavad-Gite Bhavadveshiniim Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sangapadakramopanisadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyantam Navidussura Suraganaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha. So welcome to this year of Bhagavad-Gita. We always find people who want to come to the front is always less in life also. First row is completely empty. No progress is possible until we decide to move forward. So let us move forward. So we completed 8th chapter some time back. And then in between, we had taken a look at Kaivalya Upanishad. Upanishads are the PhD program of philosophy. It does not belong to Hinduism or any religion, because they don't talk about any particular form of God or a belief system. So we saw in that chapters, in the verses of Kaivalya Upanishad, mostly about meditation. Towards the end, there was discussion about a particular form of God to be taken for the sake of paying attention consistently upon the highest goal. And Bhagavan Shiva is a representative of the state of oneness with the highest. That's why it's called Kaivalya. So in the chapter 8 of Bhagavad-Gita, the discussion was about what happens to a person who has taken to this goal. What happens to those who have done good things in this world? What happens to those who didn't do the right thing? And what are the different places they reach, destinations? One thing we should realize that body's destination is death. Anybody can stop that? Body's destination is what? Death. Mind's destination is rebirth. Soul's destination is liberation. Now we are a composite of these three, we must recognize that. We are bodies, which others can also see, and others can see our birth, others can see our death also, our change, our growth, our old age, everything others can perceive that. That's called pratyaksha. It's evident, there's nothing hidden about it, everybody knows. But considering the body as oneself, And based upon that, if we consider religion is talking about that, then it is all about worldly accomplishments, right? Good education, marriage, job, children, vacation. So many things come into the picture. And most of us are very busy with that, knowing very well the destination of the body is death. But before we come to that point, what are all things that we can do and accomplish is what is we are busy with. No, nothing wrong with that. Now, but we are not just the physical bodies. We have emotions, we have feelings, we have thoughts, we have memories, good or bad. And based upon that memories or the feelings, we react to the world. Even if something is physically appealing, if you are emotionally not appealing, you will not go for it. As Gurudev would say, if you are hungry, if I give you offer of food, you take it. If I throw it, you won't. Why? Emotionally, I am disturbed by your act, though I am hungry. So we are not just physical beings, we are psychological beings also. And in humans, it is very well developed. If your dog, whether you give it very lovingly or throw it, it will eat. Because its hunger is more than emotion. It has certain amount of development of emotion as well. But in human, it is more sensitive. For no reason also we get upset. Why are you upset? I don't know I am upset. Set up, disturbed is got upset. So emotional aspect of our personality is there and it plays a havoc in our life. In everyday life, we get up in the morning starting with that kind of certain disturbances, either based upon what happened yesterday or even 25 years back. So you remember that. I'm very upset today. Why, what happened? 25 years back. When I came home, the way your mother looked at me. She just looked at that. The way she looked at me, I'm very disturbed. I didn't say man or woman. Don't brand me like. So emotions play a very important role in the way we look at things. So we are not just physical beings. So we have emotional goals also. Love, consideration, being felt needed, being forgiven. So those things are also there. And what is the destination of the mind, as I said? Because of its dissatisfaction, incomplete desires, unaccomplished joys and sorrows, it will demand a rebirth. Because it needs to be fulfilled. So emotionally, when we are dissatisfied, definitely there is a coming back. The final part of the mind is called intellect, which also has its own demands, respect, opinion, ideas, ideologies. That aspect of our personality is also equally demanding and is fully developed in a human being, normal human being. Don't expect that from your teenager. He may talk logic, but doesn't follow anything. Swamiji said God is everywhere, right? Yes. Is he in the bedroom also? Yes. So why should I get up? Go to Balvia. Logic. Crooked logic is only applicable to themselves. Intellect, therefore, when developed, that also demands certain things. So mind and intellect as a complex is known as a subtle body, otherwise known as shuttle body also. Keep shuttling. But the destination of the soul is universal oneness, which we often overlook, and therefore we are, as I said, busy with trying to satisfy the physical needs and psychological needs and intellectual needs. There we are busy. And when I say, see, I'm busy with all these things, so what is the need to go for soul and all those things? I think that towards the end of life I will think about it. When is your end of life? That is there in another more years. How old are you? 85. The soul's needs, therefore, are right from the beginning. But since we are busy with other things, we often not even pay attention to it. And when somebody tells, there is also, I think, an ugly janam. Next life, we'll see. Not now. So Bhagavan Krishna, in the chapter 8, clearly has laid down the movement of this soul. If it is only at the physical level, rebirth is certain, immediate. With the mind demanding its experiences, it will force the body to quit and take up another. When the body is no more able to accomplish what the psychological personality demands. Is it not? Why did you come to this country? Opportunity nahi mil raha hai. So, therefore I need more things, more satisfaction, appeal to my intellect. I have studied, there is no job to my caliber or to my knowledge is not available, or I want to study more. Alright, so therefore the mind, intellect is complex, demands rebirth. So that is one category. Second category is one who has understood the soul's destination is liberation. And he or she has done, soul does not have any particular gender, however, he or she engages in actions related to that in the form of karma, doing punya karma, meritorious deeds as prescribed by the Vedas. And the result of that is that individual will proceed because of the accumulation of virtuous traits, will reach a place where he or she can, again the soul, can proceed on because he does not accomplish the reaching the final destination of the soul as liberation, will be given a greater amount of information and wisdom in a world of Brahma. This is known as Krama Mukti, gradual liberation. On the other hand, one who has been thinking that this world of joys and sorrows is limited. I need a greater level of joys, not sorrow. Such a person seeks experiences of the higher order, and such an individual will be sent to a place called heaven. And heaven is nothing but a place of pleasure, but since that demand of pleasure is there, that period of time is also limited. Once that punya that he has done for the sake of enjoying the pleasures of the heaven is exhausted, again rebirth will start. One who is neither interested in liberation nor interested in doing the right thing to go to heaven, nor doing the upasanas leading to Brahmaloka, but living like an animal. Violence, causing destruction everywhere, taking the gun and shooting everybody randomly. Such an individual is said to be abandoned in the hellish life. It can be a physical hell experience or going to the lowest form where one cannot have even the discrimination of to do or not to do, or not even able to live according to any choice. Lowest form of existence. Leaving all this, if there is an individual who has realized that soul's destination is liberation and gains the correct knowledge at this very moment, at this life itself, going beyond or surpassing the identification with physical, psychological personalities, is given that state of liberation here itself. It's called Jivananti. So how many are over there? Rebirth, hell, heaven, gradual liberation, and instant you are liberated by living. Now one more thing, my God, Swamiji, if I don't know any one of these things, what happens to me? Nobody told me all these things. If I have not attended Bhagavad-Gita class at all, what happens to me? We'll see next time. Next birth you will come and then we will talk about it. Because there will be no progress, as I said. It will be coming back again, rotating. That's what is going to be said in this verse. Now one may think that this is too much. Is there any shortcut? You always look for a shortcut. Is there any shortcut instead of doing this and that? So many things. Yes. Bhagavan Krishna says, yes, there is a way for you. And I am going to talk about that in this chapter. Wow. And that is why it's called Royal Secret. Royal Secret. You know, Gurudev used to say, Swami Chinmay used to say, what is royal? You know what is royal? You go to a shop and buy a toothbrush. There are many different sizes. Mini, when you're traveling, it's a foldable. When you open it and then you use it and close it. Or use and throw, chota. Even the it comes with a sort of little toothpaste also. You know, when you fly, they give you that also in the pouch. It's called mini. Then for junior, color and all those things, children will have some color lights also coming up. If you are using it, I wonder what would your age would be. So, it is, and the boy, I want blue color and pink color. Now, how does it matter? But anyway, junior. Then you have, what do you call, adult size. Big, very big grip. With your big teeth or your big brushes will be there. But there will be not the mini, not the junior, not the adult size. There will be a one which is called royal size. Royal. It looks elegant, beautiful, functions very well. It's not too huge, not too small, royal. Red carpeted. Best. So here Krishna gives that name, Raja Vidya, royal knowledge, Raja Bhukyam, royal secret. So this particular chapter is known as Raja Vidya, Raja Bhukhya Yogo Nama, Navama Adhyayaha, 9th chapter. We are almost at the middle of Bhagavad-Gita. Huh? So we'll read this first verse. Atanavamodhyayah Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Idam Tute Guhyatamam Pravakshyamyanasuyave Jnanam Vijnanasahitam Yajñātva Mokṣyase Shubhat. Shri Bhagavan-uvaca idam tu te guhyatamam pravakshyamyanasuyave jnanam vijnanasahitam yajñātva mokṣyase shubhat. Pravakshyami, I shall speak. See, when you are talking to anyone, if that person knows you, he will listen better. If a stranger on the road says something, will you pay attention to it? Unless it is somebody says there is an accident, don't go this way, that way. Then you may pay attention. No, is it? Let me look at ways. Nowadays that also, whether there is any update on that. Ways. No more GPS, ways. So if somebody whom you do not know, totally unknown to you, come and say something, you may not pay attention. Somebody whom you respect, love, then somebody, when such a person says, you pay more attention. So here, Krishna says, I am going to give you a knowledge because I have a special concern about you. He refers him as Anasuyu. Anasuyu. Asuya means not believing. Always critical or cynical about you. He is called Asuya. If a person, whenever you say something, you are saying, I don't know, I will pay no heed to what you words. You always do something or say something and do something else. So, always cynical about a person, such an individual called Asuyu. Anasuyu means one who does not unnecessarily or knowingly also cynical about what you do or what you say. So therefore, your communication will be better only when a person keeps an open mind. Okay, I listen to you. Whether I do it or not is different. But as soon as even you are talking about, you say something, who cares? Or looking at it, where you are making mistake. That's called Asuya. Anasuya way, to you the one who does not have that kind of cavilling, as Gurudev puts it, to you who do not cavil. Anasuya way, to te idam pravakshyami. Idam, this I will speak to you, one who does not cavil. What is that I am going to talk about? Guhyatamam jnanam. Guhyatamam. Guhya, secret. Guhyatara, comparative. Guhyatama is superlative. The best. So I am going to give you the best knowledge and which is most secret. Now let me tell you, the secret is that usually when you say to someone, it's very, I'm telling you a secret. Don't tell anybody. So if you are very intelligent, what do you say? Who told you? You say, how does it matter to you? No, because he told you the same thing, right? Don't tell anybody, right? And then why are you claiming? No, I take interest in you. No, you should know. Secret. Usually when we say a secret, don't tell anybody. The moment you say don't tell anybody, that person is very curious to tell somebody. So if you want a secret to be told to everybody, first thing you should say is don't tell anybody. See, if I tell you something and if you don't understand, it is still a secret only. So Krishna is very sure, even if I tell it, you will not understand. Guhyatamam jnanam pravaksha. I am going to tell you very secret knowledge. By saying that I am going to tell you a secret, you very well knew that Arjuna would not understand. Therefore he puts another vijnana sahitam. When a thing is told to me and I don't understand, if I don't understand, I cannot practice it. Therefore Krishna says, I will tell you this knowledge and I know that you may not understand it fully, therefore I will tell you how to use it. So jnanam is paroksha. Vijnanam is aparoksha. Meaning, any knowledge that we receive is from some source, and unfortunately, whenever we receive a knowledge, there are so many different impediments, obstacles that happen. One, the person who gives that knowledge, he may not have understood the very source knowledge as is. So there is already a filtration. When he tells me, he is not able to communicate fully. There is some filtration there also. When I listen, because of my impurities or my distracted mind, I also don't listen fully. There are some distractions. When I practice, much worse. So even if the source is 100%, by the time I practice, it will be only 10%. It depends upon my purity of mind as well. Usually you've seen, and the Gurudev used to say, that you tell the person, group of people. When I was coming here, I just met outside a person who had a black coat, wearing a black coat, just when he was coming. I wonder who it is. So you tell a group of people, go and tell others. So the fellow goes, one fellow goes. When Swamiji was coming into the hall, there was a person who was standing outside with a crow. See, the black became a crow now. So that follows the other person. When Swamiji was coming, outside he saw a crow. The third, fourth person. When Swamiji is coming, crow was talking to him. Finally, when it comes back to you, Swamiji, I heard something. Yes, you can talk to crows. Who told you? It is usually the case. The communication is a very difficult thing. What you say is not at all conveyed the same way. Often it happens in the email. I'm sure all of you have experienced. You cannot understand the emotion of the person while reading the email. It looks like he is very upset. Nowadays, that's why they have emojis to show. Okay, will you come today? Not possible. So he must be upset, and they put a smile. Oh yeah, I think he's not angry actually. He cannot come. That's so easy. Emoji. A secret, therefore, will not really turn into action if you have not understood. So here Krishna is very clear. Paroksha jnanam tata aparoksha jnanam api pravaksha. I will not only give you the knowledge from the third person standpoint, but I will give you the knowledge from first-hand experience. How to make it as your experience. Vijnanam. So, oh Arjuna who doesn't carry, I am going to give you that knowledge, is most secret, along with how to practice it. Arjuna would wonder then, like all of us, what is the purpose of this? Unless you give a prayojanam. Otherwise, if you don't talk to me any purposeful knowledge, I will be sitting in the class with my phone on, doing texting. That's what you are doing, I know, many of you. Or in the first row also. How are you? Swami is talking about emoji. So what is the utility value? What is the prayojana of this knowledge? So Krishna is very, very systematic in his teaching. Who is the qualifier, or who is the qualified person to listen to this knowledge? First. Second, what is the subject matter? And what is the connection between the person who is listening and the subject? Sambandha. Adhikari, Vishaya, Sambandha. Then last one, but it's most important, is Prayojana, purpose. So this is a methodology of teaching. So when you are trying to communicate, you must keep these four things in mind. First, that person whom I am talking, is it relevant to him or not? Second, be clear about the subject matter, don't be vague. And make sure that what you are talking and what he is listening is connected. Sometimes, when I go to this children's class, let us say kindergarten, somebody says, you have come once in a year only, you come to talk to them something. So I say, the concept of Maya in the Advaita philosophy. The subject matter is important, but who is that? Kindergarten. They are looking at, why is this Swami wearing orange color? And you are talking about what? Concept of Maya in Advaita Vedanta. The teacher will sympathize with you along with the children. Poor thing, he doesn't know what to talk about. So Sambandha must be there. Then the last is how it can be leading an individual to a better condition. Nobody can give you the best. Obviously not. If you say, I had the best of the experience, it means you have not got the bestest. You say, he's the best person. Nobody can be a best person because you have not seen God. If one has to say, this is the best, it's still a step down. Because Bhagavan is the perfect. Compared to that, him, everything else is below that. You say, I have the best experience, you are yet to go a long way. So here he says, I can make your life little better than now, and therefore he doesn't say moksha. Even though he uses the word moksha here, but he says you will be released from what? Moksha se. You will get released from what? Ashubha. From all impurities. Nobody can really give you liberation. Moksha. Because it depends upon how your mind is. Can anybody make you go to sleep? I can, if you keep listening to me. But whether to sleep or not, it is you who have to withdraw from all these things. You cannot say, come, make me sleep, let us sleep. Make me sleep. You say, make me happy, make me smile, let us sleep. Make me happy. And if you challenge, how can anybody can do it? If you surrender, submit, somebody can work on it. So I shall release you from all impurities. Ashubhat mokshat. Yajñātva ashubhat mokshase. You will get released from all impurities. The greatest impurity being the ignorance about who I am. And that causes a lot of problems. I misunderstood myself and I do many things which are stupid. So in essence, in this verse he says, O non-cavilling one, I shall speak to you about that knowledge which is most secret, royal secret, along with the practice of it, knowing which you will be released from all impurities. To you who do not cavil, I shall now declare this, the greatest secret, the most profound knowledge combined with experience or realization, which having known, you shall be free from the sorrows of life. Obviously, we all want to be free from sorrows. Nobody says that it means sorrow. If at all, if you are saying it means sorrow, so that I can remember Bhagavan. Sorrows in life are unavoidable. Suffering is optional. If you understand that, you have really got little wisdom. You cannot stop sorrows in life. Because these are not in your hand. The behavior of others are not in your hand. Even behavior of the body is not in your hand. How can you stop? But whether you want to suffer or not, that is the choice you get. So now, appealing to Arjuna further, he says, what is this knowledge about? Raja Vidya Raja Guhyam Pavitramidam Uttamam Pratyakshaavagamam Dharmyam Susukam Kartum Avyayam Raja Vidya Raja Guhyam Pavitramidam Uttamam Pratyakshaavagamam Dharmam Susukam Kartum Avyayam. Again, appealing to Arjuna as this is a royal secret. Royal, Gurudev calls it as Vidya as science. Raja Vidya. Any Vidya is a science only. Any knowledge is a science in the sense that it makes you understand the cause and effect of it. The science, the very nature of science is knowing the cause and the effect. If you say, if I tell you, you should learn Russian language. Why? Why should I? Or if you say, you should learn Sanskrit. Why? I have not learned Sanskrit when I studied in the school and I have finished my graduation, post-graduation, permanent head damage, everything is completed. Permanent damage is PhD. So I have finished everything. Why should I know about Sanskrit? So you see, you want a cause, reason. Why? Because if I read this, then I will get this. That's the connection. So especially this is a science which Krishna is going to speak about, because it is going to, as he said, release you from all sorrows of life earlier. And no magic it is. It is not just overnight, okay, tomorrow onwards no sorrows. That is not what he is talking about. There is a systematic approach to the whole thing. And this systematic approach, step-by-step process is science. Raja Vidya. This is Raja Guhyam. See, Raja, the word comes from Rajas. Raja. Raja means shining. A royal thing is that which is prominent, shining, dispelling darkness. So this knowledge is that which is self-shining, dispelling all the darkness of life. That's why we wrote the book Darkness to Light. So darkness is there in our life, and the only way to overcome the darkness is to shed light there. And thinking is the best way to overcome self-inflicted sorrows. If somebody is causing a disturbance, it's one thing. But if you yourself is causing the sorrow, who can overcome that? How can you overcome that? So Raja Vidya, this royal science, and while he is saying that, immediately he says Raja Guhyam, it is royal secret. Number one, not many people know it. That's why it's secret. Number two, when they know also, they cannot understand. That is second reason. Third reason is that it is about something which you have forgotten. Therefore, it is not outside. This is not outside. It's not something coming from outside somewhere. It is already hidden in you. Now, when we say precious stones, they are not available on the surface of the water or earth. You have to go deeper within the earth or within the water. You go deeper and you will find there. It has been there before also, but not available for you to see. In the same way, this knowledge is there within you, but you are not paying attention to it. So one is not many people know it. Second is, even when you know, you do not know the ways to get it. Third is, it is not outside you, it is within you. Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam. And this being so rare knowledge, it is Pavitram, most auspicious. What is considered as Pavitram in our tradition is that which is not easily contaminatable. That which is not easily becoming impure. It doesn't become impure. That's called Pavitra. See, when you put anything into the fire, what happens? Burns into water. And then what you do? Can you put the ashes into fire again? What will happen? Will it become more ashy? Ashes is the condition where you cannot do further. Therefore, it has become Pavitra already. Further you cannot contaminate it. Further you can't go. So Pavita. Pavita means it's burnt already. Pavaka is fire. So Pavitra is that which has come to a condition, further you cannot go into that. It's all done. That's why Bhagavan Shiva wears that is beyond that you cannot further contaminate. That's where I am. So Pavitra means further contamination is not possible. It has become so purified. Agnihotra samadbhutam viraja homa pavitam. Then, when we are offering bhasma to the Lord, that's what we say. Agnihotra samadbhutam viraja homa pavitam. Viraja homa pavitam. It's already burned. So, Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram. Uttamam, it is the best knowledge I can give you. Bhagavan, who is the perfect best, he says, I can give you the best. Only the best person can give you the best. Right? So when we go to any hotel you go, or restaurant you go, or you are flying, best value for your money. Can you say, we are giving you the worst value for it? Best hotel. Everybody calls the best hotel. Best services. Why do you want best? I want my money's worth. Similarly, when I am talking to you, Krishna says, I cannot give you some kind of imperfect knowledge, useless knowledge, impractical ones. Best. Uttamam, Pavitram, Jnanam, that is Rajavidya, Rajaguhyam, Pavitram, Idam Uttamam. Now, one may say that yes, you are giving me the best of the knowledge, which is royal secret and royal knowledge, etc. But is it possible for me to experience in this life itself or not? Don't say this knowledge will take you to some other place and then there you get to experience it. I often ask these people, if you want to be happy, when do you want to be happy? Swamiji, this is too early, It's 9:20. Why what about 10:30? When you say, I want to be happy, you don't say day after tomorrow. Do you? Let me be little unhappy for some more time, Just another 10 more minutes after that time. Please try on me. Anything that is of the best thing, Krishna here says, Pratyaksha Avagamam. Pratyaksha. It is Avagamam, known or seen and experienced. Pratyaksha. Pratyaksha. Evidently, clearly, openly, instantly. Instant coffee. We don't want to wait even the filtering process today. Instant. So Krishna knows the way of the human mind. Instant and evidential. And what is the greatest evidence other than you yourself experiencing it? If anybody else says that is possible for him or that is possible for her, can I? He says yes. Pratyaksha Avagama. Maybe it is possible for me to experience, but it must be difficult. So come. See, these are the words we should market in all this. Sushtu kartum shakyate, susukam. Easy. Very easy. You must be joking. See, something may be evidential, something may be easy, something may be appealing, but is it right thing to do? Sometimes what is most easy is not necessarily the right thing. See, earlier in Indian railways, they had, you have to book the tickets way in advance, maybe days and weeks in advance, so they had the reservation, and then let us say the thing is not available. Reservation is over, complete. You can take a chance when you come there. If there is some cancellation, you would get. Then the people started to sell in black market, for double the price. So the government of India came with a news, Tatkal. They themselves sell it for an extra price. Isn't it? I don't know whether you have here. Tatkal at that time. But the only idea is don't go in the wrong ways. We also will sell it to you. That is called dharma, correct way of doing things. So it may be easy, it may be immediately appealing and this and that, easy to practice, but is it correct? Is it dharma? So earlier in second chapter he says this dharma is that Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Pratyavayah na vidyate. In this particular knowledge is that when you practice, there is no ill effect. Unlike, he says in Bhagavad, Shankaracharya writes there, unlike medicines, side effects. No side effects. This knowledge is that either it will work for you if you do it, if you don't do it, you don't get it, obviously. But by doing, there cannot be no effect, no side effects. Unlike, medicine you take, depression medicine. You take this medicine, you will be, released from depression. It's fine letters, it will be written. You can't stand. If you stand, you will fall down. You cannot drive. You cannot talk to others. You will get stomachache. You will say you headache. Your kidney will not work. You will be rolling around on the ground with a lot of pain. Side effects. But you will be released from depression. So anything that you, there is always a side effect. Pratyavayah na vidyate. Swalpamapyasya dharmasya, even if you practice a bit. So dharma is that, please understand this definition of dharma. Dharma is a responsibility that you undertake, which you alone can do, for which there is no side effect. So here he says, pratyaksha avagamam, it is direct experience, dharmyam, it is true, righteous, susukam, easy, susukam kartum, too easy to practice. And you may say, yeah, it may be easy to practice, it is the right thing to do, it is evidential, it is all that. It's pavitram, auspicious, best. But would the result be temporary or permanent? So if you have some physical pain and you go to the doctor, symptomatic treatment first you will start. First to release the pain. Take this Tylenol. Or whatever, what else you have. Take this. What will happen? You will be released of pain. But you will not come back, it will come back. You take one more. But that is not a solution. You remove the very cause of it, not temporarily. So therefore, here he says, I am going to release you from sorrows, not temporarily, forever. Avyayam. Avyayam. Vyaya means which is subject to perishing. Avyayam, imperishability. It is something which is forever. You will be out of sorrow forever. Meaning, your soul will find the final destination of sorrowless state of realization of the highest. Anandhanabhavam. Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Pratyakshaavagamam Dharmyam Susukam Kartum Avyayam. So many pointers. So like any example, when you marketing something, bullet points, the best in the market. Never before. Many people have used. Go on bullet points. Here's bullet. Best secret, best science, most auspicious, and directly experienced. Right thing to do. easy and eternal result. So that you can see Arjuna's face slowly lighting up. Is it possible for me to do it? I hope you also have the same kind of. Is it possible? Yes, it is. See, if the knowledge given in the Gita was not a practical science, you would not have sustained this many years of existence. The very simple fact that this very scripture has come up to us, it shows that many people have experimented when it has come. Yesterday morning I was thinking about this. What is the difference between a statue and a sculpture? What do you call it as a statue and what do you call it as a sculpture? Yeah. Are both the same? How many of you say it is the same? Statue and a sculpture? None. So there's a difference? Say yes or no. If you say nothing, what do you understand that as? Is it same? Is it different from each other? What? At least one person tell me. Now one person. Sculpture is made by someone, statue came on its own. Huh? Sculpture is carved. Statue? Need not be carved. Mold. Is that one? Okay, that's understood. Then? Huh? That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Why? Huh? Okay. So one point is very clear. Sculpture is art. It requires you to imagine a lot. It needs a lot of creativity to do and a lot of labor intensive work. Whereas statue can be molded. You can make 100 statues of the same kind. There is no art involved there. It can be, but then it changes its nature. You go to a temple, like for example, if you go to our Rameshwar inner shrine, there are two things that you see, Shiva and Sri Rama Parivar. Sri Rama Parivar is molded. Shiva is not molded. It is done by hand, slowly. It's made of stone, and stone cannot be molded. This is a metal. So the difference between this is that one is made with an intention to particularly appeal with certain features, and it has to be tailor-made. Whereas a statue is not tailor-made. They make a mold and then hundreds of things can be produced over it. Similarly, this knowledge that is coming from the scriptures are not like a ready-made information. Krishna takes a special interest in, I'm giving to tell you because this is exclusively appealing to an individual. It has to be sculpted to him. That's why he says, Guhyam. I can't tell everybody. It is specific to a person and it is to be sculpted in your mind by you. I can help you, but you have to sculpt it in your mind. And as even you do it yourself, you will start understanding its effect on you. That is why it's called a scripture. Not a book, not a literature. It's a scripture. Scripted. specifically for a purpose. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhaveet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. I specifically want to mention Padma, who is coming from Utah. Just get up a little. So she, Idaho. So she had studied in our Sandipani, Bombay, and she is visiting her relative here. Thank you for coming. And she originally from San Jose. And then she is few things. You might have received some forms, seva form. Can you just take it in your hand, please? This is not to be taken home. Don't think it is something which you have to go and read at home. It's not for reading at home. So we do find that as we grow to different levels as an organization, it requires different skill sets. And we want to specifically appeal to you, please fill up the form, and there are boxes there, one box there, one box as you get out. If you want to go in this way, there is a box, or if you want to take time, it will be there in the dining area also. Please fill it up, and while you are filling up, please make sure you put the grade of your children also, which is, we forgot to mention there, next to the email, grade 6 and 7 or 7 and 8, whatever, now, your children's grade, that also you please write. Thank you for participating. We want to make sure that every area is covered with the help of all of you. That's why we call it a seva, not volunteer. Volunteer means you may or may not do it. Seva means we would appeal to you that please do it. It's seva. And that is one thing. The second is that we have a Upanishad series coming up from 22nd of September. So I've sent you email. You will also receive mass email further. This is to give a kind of good understanding of our scriptures. Once a month there will be a week of program. So this time we are starting on a Saturday, 22nd morning. It's an intense session of 2 hours, 3 hours, with a break in between. So you'll get an idea about the Upanishad. Then 4 more days, Monday through Thursday in the evening, followed by everyday meditation for 10-15 minutes, so that our thoughts are concretized in the form of contemplation. Otherwise we listen and then it just doesn't stay with us. So this is called a digesting process we do. So every talk will be followed by a few 10 minutes of meditation. So you all are invited to attend this 22nd, then followed by 24th to 27th. So that is this month's program, and then other programs, she will read it out. And one more appeal that I have to all of you is that there are many parents who have joined us this year. I have requested them to wear their name on their, on their shirt or the dress. When you meet them, when you see them, either dining or here, please address them with their name and Hariyo to make them invited to be part of our congregation. It is better to do to everybody, but now since these new parents have come, their names will be there. So please address them and say Hari Om so and so. If you can add welcome, please do that. It will be nice. Thank you.